Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today I'm going to be reviewing something a little bit different. I'm going to be reviewing the Farmer's Almanac. Alright, this is something that I wanted to tell you guys about because this is a pretty accessible yearly periodical, I guess you will call it. It comes out every year. It's $6.99, I believe, $7 altogether. You can order it online anywhere, any bookstore. I'll try to put a link in the bottom as well to some places to have it. But the reason why I wanted to review this book is it seems a lot of people don't know about it. It's the Old Farmer's Almanac. It's been around since, if you can see there, since 1792. And basically, it's an almanac for farmers. But the interesting thing about it is that it has astrology section and astronomy section, and it also has a calendar that lists all of the moon phases for the year, the tides, the sun rising and setting, etc. It also talks about any comets that might be happening, or any kind of eclipses that are happening. They're all listed out in the Farmer's Almanac. One of the things I love most about it is the fact that it will tell you when there's a full moon and when there's a new moon. Here's the page on eclipses. So as you can see, there's a page there, a whole page on eclipses, what they are, when the next eclipse is, full moon dates down at the bottom. And then what you'll find is that transit times for some of the planets in our system, in our galaxy, right? Our solar system. Transit times for those planets, rising and setting times for certain planets. Here's the section on meteor showers. So, you know, if you would like to go watching for meteor showers, watch meteor watching, I call it. And then, of course, it's got the visible planets. It tells you all about the planets, for instance, where they are in the sky on any given day, where it may rise, where you may be able to see the planets, right? Depending on what part of the world you're in. It's just a wealth of information, and it's cheap. It's only $6.99. Then there's a section on the month. So as you can see here, it's got a sample month, and it'll show you all of that is details on every given day of the month. So you'll see the day of the year that it is, the day of the month, the day of the week, when the sun rises and sets, the length of the day, sun declination, high tide times, and also the rising and setting of the moon, as well as the astronomical placing. For instance, you can see here in that little section, I think if you can read that the moon is in Sag, right? So Sagittarius, and at one point it goes into Capricorn. So it's for those of you out there who want to start paying attention to the placement of the moons. Here's an actual month, an example of a month with all the dates, all right? And then on the other side, there's more anecdotes and information, etc., etc. So I love this book because it's really helpful. You don't have to know a lot. You don't have to be an astrologer. You can be a layman astrologer or someone who's just interested in the movement of the planets and the moon. And this will give you a really good start on those type of things, what to look out for. And then there's also all kinds of really interesting astronomical and astrological articles. Here's the one for this year, the day the sun exploded, right? So it's just a lot of interesting articles. I really love it. It talks about all kinds of things, and it's called the Farmer's Almanac because, of course, farmers of all people, farmers as a profession, need to know these details so that they can plant their crops, right? It also has details on weather patterns, so it'll tell you if this year you're going to have a particular rainy spring or a dry spring, how much snow it's an estimate, obviously, but how much snow will fall. And then, of course, there's some articles on husbandry, or otherwise known as farming, so dealing with livestock, etc., and things of that nature. Also, recipes are in here. Here's an example of the Northeast. region forecast. So that here's the page for the Northeast forecast. So it tells you what kind of winter you're going to have, what November will be like, December, January, February. It goes through all the months to tell you kind of around about what the temperatures will be like, etc. Now, obviously, this particular edition is for the Northeast Boston region, which is the original region for the Farmer's Almanac, right? I believe their headquarters are in either, I believe it's Massachusetts or New Hampshire. I'll have to look that up in the book just to see. But it is in the Northeast, right? And then, of course, they also have in there, depending on where you are in the country, they'll have corrections. So, for instance, obviously, the rising and setting times of the sun is slightly different where you're at, right? In the world or where you're at in the country. The same thing for the various planets in terms of what you would see. And so it'll have corrections for that as well. So yeah, this is just a short video. I just wanted to tell you about the Farmer's Almanac. It's produced once a year. It's the Old Farmer's Almanac. This is for 2019. You can tell I've been using it a lot already, referring to it a lot. I love it. And for those of you out there who are into tarot and astrology, and you want to have a nice handbook for the year, you're a layperson, you want to just get into it, into, you know, paying attention to the stars and the movements of the planets and those type of things, then I would suggest you get this book, all right? Or the periodical, rather, because it is it a periodical? I think it is periodical, so it's produced once a year, all right? And you can get it all year long, right? And there's, the sections are amusement, there's an anniversary section, astrology, astronomy, folklore, there's stories, folklore stories, calendar section. There's a section on pets, nature, and food, gardening. There's also a very thorough gardening section, weather section. Now, for those of you out there who are vegans or who are vegetarians, you may not like some of the things in here because it talks about farming, obviously, and livestock, and the recipes in there have meat in them. So I don't want anybody to be offended by that. If that's something that you don't want to read about, or if that's something you just don't want to see, then maybe this isn't the book for you. If it's something that you can get past, you can ignore those sections and read the other sections. I think this is one of the best books, really, that anyone can get about, you know, on a layman's basis, right, about the sun and the stars and the moon in particular, okay? And the articles are excellent. They're really, really good articles. You got to figure, you know, it's been going since 1792, and it's really an American tradition. So for all of you out there, if you're interested in the Old Farmer's Almanac, I suggest you go out and get it. Order it online. I ordered mine online. It took a couple days to come. I believe I ordered it from Barnes & Noble. You can order it from anywhere, any bookstore, Barnes & Noble, any kind of, you can order it from Amazon. I'm pretty sure they'll have it. You can order it directly from the Old Farmer's Almanac headquarters, although I believe you can go to almanac.com. Right there, you see almanac.com, and that's the website, and you can order a book from them directly, all right? So, this is just a short video from me to you, Bow and Arrow Tarot. I just wanted to share the Old Farmer's Almanac with all of my lovely viewers and subscribers. And that's it. I'll see you on the next tarot reading. Bye-bye.